All right, here we go. Big Daddy Shit, day 1086 at the park. So, I binge watch a show called Tiny Pretty Things. Okay. So, it's about ballet. And it is one of the greatest Netflix binging things I've ever did. But the thing is, okay, the disclaimer. Don't watch it unless you're over like 21. It's not a kid show, and there's a lot of graphic stuff in there. But if you like the world of dance, especially ballet, it's pretty good. But the thing is, there's a lot of graphic situations between two people. Now, when I say two people, I don't mean like a man and a woman. I mean like all the different stuff. But it's not like you go there and you watch it. But it's like, you get a kind of weird feeling. Look at the reviews, you'll know what I'm talking about. But the actual dance scenes and what it's about on the school, on how cutthroat the whole thing is, it's amazing. But one thing in there too is about, okay, I always knew that for ballet people, ballerinas, and the ballerinos, guys and girls, when they go, they have to be a certain height, certain weight. I mean, they measure the calves, the ankle size, the hands, all that kind of stuff, right? And then they see like the genetic makeup of like your parents. And they want you to be in this perfect, like body. And then, the whole discipline of going to school, going to practice, eating right. And then so your body will stay like 90 pounds or something. I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's kind of weird. Like they had to weigh in for the guys, so all the, like, okay, the physical, whatever, they all go on the stage in the one day. They're like, oh, hey, you're 3 pounds over. It's like, they look at them funny too. But all they do is they work on their body and their dance. And they have school and stuff too, I guess. But it was just fascinating. I mean, okay. You have the people that are those people, okay, the tiny pretty things, so the ballet people. But you also have like, professional athletes, whether it's like football, basketball, baseball, whatever it's supposed to be, right? And then they have to adjust their bodies so they can continue being pros, right? So like with the ballet thing, even if you have the perfect body, you still aren't guaranteed to be that star because there's only like one. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But like with, football, basketball, well, football, there's more people. Well, I don't know, it depends for quarterback, whatever. But like all these people that fine tune their bodies, to like a science of it, right? And then try to get like the perfect bodies. Well, so I guess like Olympics, right? It's just amazing on how obsessed you need to be able to get all those things for your body. Now, granted, yes, you want to, you only have one body. You want to make the most of it for the rest of your life. I get it, right? But just seeing what the people had to go through, I know it's just a movie, but it seemed like a pretty accurate movie. I mean, I'm like, oh, wow. And it's funny, like, okay, this isn't really a spoiler alert, but one girl, she goes eats with like a regular family, right? They're like, hey, here, take this, eat this. Oh, we're not going to take no for an answer, eat this, right? And then what happened is, I know personally dancers that really eat like really, really small, like just a taste. And then you see the girl, and it wasn't the best acted scene in the world, I think. She's eating one spoonful, right? And then all of a sudden she just takes another spoonful and just sticks it in her mouth. And then another one. I mean, okay, I totally understood what she was doing. But, some people, when they just watch it, they're like, what, she's just eating food, right? But then when you see her eat like more than 3 spoonfuls within like a minute, you're like, oh man, this girl's starving. And I think she eats like 5 of them or something like that. And I felt bad, but I was kind of laughing too. Because I'm like, okay. But yeah, because while they're eating that, I'm eating my dinner at home, right? While watching this thing. And then so I'm like, ugh. So yeah, part of the whole thing about, I always talk about the discipline of, trying to go out every day and exercise, or what you eat or what you do, it is serious, but man, it's like, I always say it's like what you want and stuff, but like those people, I do not want it that bad, it's a cool idea, think like, oh wow, you could be like this and people admire your body, you're like the perfect, specimen. But no, it's like, I'm struggling just to be the imperfect specimen. I can't imagine what the stress is like to have to, when beauty is, essential. Beauty is essential everywhere, right? But when your livelihood, your ranking and position in what you do depends on how you look outside and how your brain is, oh, that must be tough. But I'm still going to try and exercise and lose weight. Don't get me wrong. But not like that. I'm like, oh my gosh. So anyways, it's like, struggle's real. But it's just sometimes, we watch shows and stuff and figure things out. But that was pretty hardcore. So only watch that movie or that thing on Netflix if you like controversy, ballet, and you're okay with seeing these newer type of suggestive scenes, which there's a lot. If they just did just the dancing, I bet it'd just be like a 1-hour show. But I don't know. It's kind of weird. All right, there you go. BDS shit day 1086 in the books. So the whole thing today wasn't about how, like, I don't have the discipline to be a perfect self and, giving up on myself. No, it's not that. It's just that there's certain level degrees on, whatever you want to achieve and your happiness about it. So certain things I'm an overachiever and I want to get the best as possible, right? And then some things I really don't care, so I don't really care on the result. Some you have like that middle of the road caring where you just want to be just good enough. And I don't know, whatever other type of permutations that they have. But, when it comes down to it, it's like you just got to just do whatever makes you happy. Right? Because it's like, I guess what it comes down to is just don't complain. Right? Because some people will, blame all these, outside factors on, well, stupid In-N-Out, it's right by my house when I drive home every day. It's not true, because if it was true, I would eat there every day. But, when people just make excuses about things and, you could justify practically anything, You say, oh yeah, it's okay to be like this or like this, whatever. But it just comes down to your own personal truths on, like, do you want the perfect body? Do you want the perfect house? Do you want the perfect, family? Do you want the perfect whatever? No, it's like, you got to realize whatever you focus on, other things are going to suffer. So if I want like the perfect school, right, I got to focus on that, and then something else is going to suffer. So I guess it comes down to just the level of priority of what you want to accomplish in life. The thing is, when you just sit there and think about it and don't put any work or effort in it, then you could prioritize everything, because all it is just a thought. But when you actually do it, then that's when you have to, debate like, okay, is this worth going for it? Because, I could plan my whole workout routine, what I'm going to eat, like for the full month. But whether I do it or not, it comes down to how dedicated, not really disciplined, but just the whole priority of it, right? It's like, do I want to strict diet and then like never go out? But then again, if I go out, then I could be smart about what I eat, that kind of stuff. Or like how many hours I put in a day for school or for that show, or just whatever. How do I want to be entertained by binge watching a whole series in 2 days, those type of things. But it just comes down to, it's like, okay, there's certain levels of obsession, and I don't know. I mean, I'm happy. I'm not miserable. But the main thing is, it's like, just, when you start to evaluate the priorities of what you want to accomplish and what you can actually do and whatever, you don't want to strain yourself so you're going to be miserable, right? This isn't Jean Valjean and, Eponine and Marius and, Cosette, all those people. You want it to be happy. So that's it. Big Daddy Shit, day 1086. If I can exercise 1086 days in a row, you can exercise 1086 days in a row. If I can do it, you can do it. And I'm doing it. Evaluating priorities.